Hello there, my name is Princey. Welcome to Season 4 of Africa 4 Nuclear. If you are new to the show, this is a platform that takes you through the evolution of energy and how nuclear energy and its range of applications have become a driving force that can improve lives all across Africa. Myself and some of my friends across the globe are super excited to be your guide as we cut across through all intersections of nuclear energy. Today, we are joined online by the Chief Director of Nuclear Safety and Technology at the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy in the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Katse Maphoto. He will be talking to us about the South African Nuclear Energy Program and the progress thus far. Mr. Maphoto, welcome. It's good to have you here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Please tell us, what is the government decision to pursue nuclear energy and the progress thereof?
Well, the decision of government to do nuclear really dates as far back in 1998 when the White Energy paper was published. Fast forward just around 2012, pursuant to the publishing of the 2012 National Development Plan. This actually called for a nuclear power program, albeit after a thorough investigation on the implications of nuclear energy, including its costs, financing options, institutional arrangements, safety, environmental costs, benefits, localization, and employment opportunities, and uranium enrichment and fuel fabrication possibilities. Now, the department has since conducted a number of studies to address such requirements as laid out by the National Development Plan. These studies have culminated into decisions and strategies packaged for the presentation to the then Energy Security Subcommittee of Cabinet. However, some of these strategies are being revised to actually be tailor-made for the 2,500 megawatts. As you can imagine, the previous program was mainly for the 9.6 gigawatt of energy. So since the revised IRP 2019, a decision has been made and reference has been made to 2,500 of energy, 2,500 megawatts of energy, which could easily be attributed to at least 2 units of reactors, the size of Quebec nuclear power plant, with the remainder going to the small modular reactors, because the IRP also talks of the small modular reactors. So we think, because of its long lead timelines, we need to start now, because the IRP calls for us to start with the preparations now. So the department went out also last year in 2020, around June, to test the market. We issued out an RFI to test the market. Following the market analysis of the RFI responses, it is clear that there are potential bidders who are looking to do this with us. And of course, those that have responded collectively supplied over 240 of the 554 nuclear power reactors in operations globally. So this indicates a representation of about 53% of positive market appetite for the nuclear new build program. So we are looking to really go forward. And the progress thus far is that Minister, since he issued the Section 34 determination, NERSA has come back with a concurrence with suspensive conditions included in the concurrence, and we are in the process of addressing comments or rather the suspensive conditions of Nexus concurrence, such that we are able to implement the procurement going forward.
What exactly are those suspensive conditions? Do you mind mentioning one of them?
One of the suspensive condition says we need to look at the issue of affordability, pace and scale. Of course, the other being the fact that we need to do this project on a turnkey basis, using the so-called contracting model, such as the engineering, procurement, and construction. Of course, the last one being the fact that we need to look at the generation demand load profile beyond 2030, what it looks like before we go ahead with the program. Although this was modeled in the 2019 IRP, but we are engaging with the ESCOM systems operator to work with us to see what can be done to model the demand load profile beyond 2030. And that's what we're working on.
Mr. Maphoto, oftentimes we hear those who oppose nuclear power say it is both dangerous and expensive. What exactly is the department's view on this?
The issue of nuclear anti-lobby basically could be emanating from what happened in 1945 during the World War, when we had Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombs being nuclear bombs being actually set on the Japanese. And since then, there's been that negativity against nuclear. Of course, if you add also the Chernobyl accident in 1986 and lately the Fukushima power plant accident. But there's really nothing to be worried about, because we think nuclear is one of the safest. Well, in South Africa, there are several lobby groups, some of which have taken minister to court. They have in the past delivered memoranda to the department, mainly making public statements against nuclear, and of course carried out some protests. But when it comes to cost, the capital costs associated with nuclear, they may seem like they are high, but in the long run, because of the life cycle costs, what we call levelized costs, the costs are far lower than those of other forms of electricity. And in addition, the nuclear industry is one of the most regulated industry in terms of safety. And statistics show that industry has experienced very low rates of fatalities relative to other industries. And by the way, the department has taken cognizance of these incidences, especially the accident in Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant accident that took place in Japan, 2011. And accordingly, we've had the National Nuclear Regulator, which is the safety authority in the country, basically directing other operators such as ESCOM and NEXA being South African Nuclear Energy Corporation, that is responsible for research and development using their Safari 1 reactor. Basically, they've ordered these entities in particular to perform what you call stress tests in European terms, but we actually call them safety reassessments in line with the international standards, which have come out indicating that these installations remain robust against similar conditions experienced in Fukushima. So there's no need to worry about safety. We've safely operated Quebec for more than 30 years now, safely, although it will be reaching its end of life soon, but we are looking to extend its lifespan by another 20 years from 2024. And this work is ongoing. Of course, also Safari Research Reactor has operated safely for more than 56 years now, and we will be looking to also replace it with a multi-purpose reactor, and Cabinet has just granted that approval recently.
What is the exact lifespan of a nuclear power plant?
And the current generation 2 kind of power plants like Quebec, they've actually been designed to operate for 40 years. But worldwide, there's an agreement that these power plants, they're actually robust as they are, their lifespan can actually be extended. And a number of countries have already embarked on long-term operation programs to extend the lifespans of their plants by another 20 years. So essentially, we can say it ranges between 40, 60, probably even 80 if possible. But so far, it's 40 to 60 years. That's what we know about.
Negative public perception regarding nuclear remains a big issue, and not only in South Africa, but globally. Please tell us, what is the government doing to address this in South Africa?
We've also recently had the department getting the communication strategy approved. And the plan was underway to align with, or the plans are underway to align the strategy with the other associated mega projects. We've got the multi-purpose reactor that is coming online soon. And then we also have the centralized interim storage facility. Each one of these, their plans are going to have to be aligned with such a strategy so that we roll out the communication to the public about what is it we are doing in the nuclear space to address the entire value chain from mining to waste management.
Until next time, can remember.